The cloud connecting, going. It's recording now, so I guess we're all here.
Yes, sir.
So, Scott, tell us what you want to do.
Just, well, in a month and a half, we're moving upstairs of 37. And so we want to make a courtyard on the side yard. That's kind of always been the plan for our residents. So just so right now on the one side of the property, there's a chain link fence. Going to pull that out. Connect from on the picture where there's a change from the original old building. There's a slight indent into the newer section.
Right.
Come out from there with a 6-foot cedar privacy fence, and then connect to the side and go back to the edge of the red house. And then on the back of it, there'll be a gate into the parking lot to section off the entrance to the residence. And at the front, we're going to put a gate so that we can walk in that direction as well.
So are you going to paint it blue?
I thought orange.
Orange, okay.
So, no, I think we're going to leave it the natural cedar. I might put a clear protector stain on it, but likely just to let it gray age.
Okay.
Scott,
Did everybody see the application?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Tim.
I'm sorry, Scott, where's the fence, the gate for the fence off of Afton or off of Main Street?
It's going to be on the front section. We're going to put a gate so that we can walk in from the front of the house.
Right, okay.
Just to access it, just, if we're coming out, we can.
I didn't see it on the plan, so.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be probably close to the side property line as opposed to close to the house.
Okay.
Oh,
I see it now, yes, okay,
okay.
thank you.
Okay, I did have it on there, but not very well highlighted.
No, yeah.
Are there any questions?
Not at all. It's pretty straightforward.
Do we have any recommendations?
Can I have a little bit more of a description of the fence and what it's gonna look like and what it's gonna made at?
Oh.
It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be a cedar fence. Actually, so there's 2 in town that I like.
Yeah.
The one is around.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
So there you go. I like that one, but I also like the one that you put around your either utility area with the lattice top. So it might be that. I'm not 100% sure. So it's gonna depend on availability as much as anything. The building materials now are quite a nuisance. But like I said, my time frame got stepped up a little since our house went under contract yesterday. So.
And you're gonna be living on the second floor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So,
It's a beautiful building. You did a beautiful job with it.
Yeah.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
thanks.
I think
So-
we already complimented you for your sign proposal.
That should be going in next week or the week after. They got backed up on installations.
Okay. So any questions? Dan, you have any questions?
No, it looks like a slam dunk to me.
All right. Rita, Joe?
No
Joy,
questions. Looks
No
great.
questions.
any recommendations?
I'll recommend we approve as submitted.
So second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Very good.
Thank-
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
Scott.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for doing a great job as usual, Scott. Fantastic.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Have a
Jerry,
good night.
can we talk a little bit about what you found out about the Yardley Inn and what's going on down there?
Oh, okay. That's right. You know, that happened in the past, you know, it's all gone. I just keep on going forward. So,
Well, only a couple weeks ago. Yeah, pretty major.
it's right. It's basically they're raising it 4 feet. It's not like a whole lot, or whatever the minimum is. So it's not like they're trying to go up a full story or anything like that. It'll be a masonry, I guess. I think they showed stone before. They like that stone. They kept the original Victorian building, the center core, pretty well intact with the brackets and everything else, which is what we had asked for before. They didn't try and maintain the look of the existing surrounding porches much. And I think before they tried to configure it too much to trying to meet the porch, and they were taking their pillars up to that second floor deck area. They simplified it in the front part facing the river and put more to the north side. And I thought it looked pretty good. It's there's not a whole lot of history left because the porches and everything in the back have all been reconfigured, and you know, there's just the only thing that's really historic is that center part. So my question, you know, it's sort of not up to us, but you know, it seems like
William.
they're trying to raise the entire thing up, and the they're trying to raise the entire thing up, and the porches and all the additions are being so reworked that they'd probably be better off just tearing it down and rebuilding it. In other words, trying to raise that porch up is sort of crazy.
Jerry, obviously the whole renovation is related to the flooding. How many of the town's flooding experiences in the last 100 years will 4 feet help them avoid?
Oh,
So 4 feet doesn't sound like a lot to me. What's that?
But for that location, but I think for that location, it does the trick for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember some of the floods being catastrophic above what 4 feet would save them from, right?
They're high.
They're
Those
high.
houses along the river, along River Road, are all high. With the worst of the floods, a friend of ours, Vince Profi, never had it go above their first floor joist.
Yeah, that was the question. I mean, obviously they thought it out and they wouldn't build 4 feet if the last storm was 8 feet. You know, that would be kind of a waste of money.
At one point, Stockovos, or who owned it, had the tube to wrap around the building that he was going to pump water.
Yeah.
And so that, I think we never had a flood where he needed it.
Wow.
He's gone through all that effort.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the other thing is that the building inspector was there and he was saying, are you going to have to fill in the basement? You can't have that existing basement there. And they're saying, well, that's where we store all our wine and all. And I think last time they lost all their wine because it flooded and all the labels floated off the bottles and that's it.
Wow. Yeah.
And so they probably lost, you know, 20 or 30 or maybe more in wine, $1,000 in wine.
Thought they might have a potluck sale.
Yeah.
Blind bottle sale.
They might have.
But Jerry, did they show you a elevation or anything of what they're proposing? Yeah, I know it was a kind of a meeting to get our sense of how we're feeling about it. And I would have liked to been there. I was out of town, so but.
Okay, can you see any of that? I can't see because I'm covering
great.
myself.
Oh, sure, wonderful.
Okay, so before they were doing a whole lot of work, that's that river view elevation.
Okay.
It's sort of just, they're going to be full height operable panels, so doors, so they could actually almost open up, you know, really open it up wide. That's the, I guess that's the elevation going towards the patio. You have a stair going down for exit. That's, can you see which elevation that is?
That's Afton Avenue. Yeah.
Left side, right side. And then here's the rear elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean about the porches.
Are they proposing any expansion, like where they have
Yeah,
the tent?
to the, facing from the back to the left is pretty much a lot of expansion.
Yeah, I thought that was what was going to be the impetus, was the
But that's what we,
square footage, yeah.
that's what we asked for, is don't keep on junking up the front facing the river.
Yeah.
Move it to that far end.
Yeah, yeah.
So Daniel, you weren't involved in that. Was everybody else involved in that initial review?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, so they, basically, I think they want to open up the second floor to make it more conference kind of space, so people can actually use that. And where the one-story porch is now, that will have a deck on the top so people can go out there and look at the river and all.
That sounds nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Before they were gonna do a whole lot of stuff with that and it looked junky. And we said, move it to the north side, you know, like stair towers and a lot of other stuff. And so we
Mhm.
said, you know, take your addition and move it to the north side, which is towards the parking lot and everything else. And they did that. So basically they did what we asked. You know, the stone foundation sort of defines the floodplain area. And so they have the wood siding going up, you know, which is what it is now. So I felt good about it. My only thing was they were saying it fell in the basement, and I said, well, just waterproof the basement, you know, with like an interior wall, like a waterproof wall, because they said it's all stone and the water just would rush in. So we tried to be a little constructive on that, and but I didn't mention tearing down the additions and building new. I think that's up to them or something. I don't know.
But there will be an expansion of the square footage, right?
Not much. I think they're more cleaning it up. It's probably on the second floor where they're expanding,
Okay, okay.
because actually I think they're over 5%. And I think they might need a variance or something for going over 5% in the floodplain.
Hmm,
So there was a conversation about that.
I see.
Um,
I suspected they were going to expand where they have the tent today, you know?
Yeah, right.
Try to go that
Mm.
way and add the square footage
yeah,
to
and I
make the
think they
whole
were saying that
elevation seem like more cost effective. That's what I
they're
thought.
going over 5%, but they're saying that their profile with the stream flow is the same.
I see.
In other words, if the water's coming down from the north, it's not going to act like a barrier or a dam.
Yeah, so
And I think that was their argument.
when will this come in front of HARB at this point? What's the schedule for that likely?
They didn't give any deadline. I think they have to go through a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, if they need.
I think it's an exciting project and I think it makes sense. Really.
Yeah,
You know, sooner or later to do something.
they're putting a lot of money into it, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
I am hearing that. Yeah, absolutely. So
So,
I didn't care, like my initial reaction to the facade facing the river is I didn't care for what you showed me.
right
Maybe
now,
HARB can make a little improvement on that. I'm not really sure. Looked a little, yeah, I mean, I think that maybe Dan can make a comment on that. I mean, that row
I'm
of
thinking,
windows. No, I
well,
mean,
they're
really
right
seems
up
like
against the road, aren't they?
I don't
Yeah,
think
I mean,
you're
a
seeing
lack-
it good, but there's a railing up here. And, you know, so there's a little weight to it.
I'm
Okay,
thinking
so-
it's asking for some planting along the bottom, but I don't think they have room.
No, I don't think they have any room, so
Yeah,
it would be nice to have something to soften it up. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
I could see some small, you know, small roofing, maybe some metal roofing or some overhang or something so it's not so flat looking. It just seems like it lacks an aesthetic to me. But
I don't think you're seeing it real well with this.
no, maybe not. Maybe
It
not.
feels a little better when you actually look at it.
Could you
and
drop a copy of that off from me?
Paula has it.
Oh, Paula has it. Yeah, I'd like to
it's,
get.
11 by 17, so I can't fax it or Xerox it. But Paula has it. So if you just stop down at the office, she should be able to show it to you.
I mean, I think that that elevation is particularly relevant to boaters.
Sure.
But I
All
mean,
the voters out there, yeah.
it should be
So-
beautiful, you know. So
But the railing up top, which you can't see from what I showed you, looks
no, I didn't even see the railing. No.
Right, yeah, so it softens it up a bit.
Yeah.
How are they getting handicap access? They're raising,
Oh, that was another controversy. They have a chairlift going up that 4 feet next to the ramp in the back. And they're saying, the building inspector saying you can't use a chairlift for the main means of egress into a building like that. You need to have a regular elevator.
oh, really?
Yeah, or he was saying you need to get the elevator, Harrisburg elevator, L&I elevator approval for that means of egress. I think it's a little severe saying, hey, you need a regular elevator for going up
Yeah.
4 feet.
Yeah, really?
But anyway, but that was one of the comments. So, yeah, so I encourage everybody to go down to Borough Hall and take a look at it. So,
Any idea of what the timeline is for this project, or?
no, I think they had to go through a lot of other approvals first. like,
Yeah.
Get FEMA and everybody else on board. And so,
Are they going to continue to use a tent? Because before COVID, they had a tent for certain activities. So they can,
Yeah, that's true. Once in a while they did. Yeah.
yeah, they did for big parties, whatever.
I think that's the whole purpose of the second floor.
Okay.
I mean, because the second floor is probably just chopped up in little rooms and everything else. And
Right,
And
right.
I think the whole idea is to gut all that area and open it up.
Open it up,
Well,
yeah.
no, well, actually, Jerry, we've had some, a couple of years ago, we had a couple parties on the second floor. So they have more like set up elegant rooms up there,
Mhm.
at least one or two
Yeah,
to accommodate parties. Yeah.
but I don't know whether they can handle 100 people.
Oh, no, nothing like that. So,
Yeah, and I think they want to be able to handle 100 people, so you can get a wedding up there.
yeah, yeah.
So that's what everybody's doing nowadays, so. Anyway.
I really thought they were going to expand a little bit, to try to increase the floor print there.
I think they're just doing that by opening up the second floor. And the
Yeah.
balcony. I mean, that
That makes-
balcony on the second floor gives them more space.
Yeah, sure. I wonder how low they are. You said they had to elevate 4 feet. That's all? Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering about the height of the building, going over the maximum height restriction, because it's already a pretty high building. So I guess that's how they're managing that. So,
I mean, they're not going any higher than what the original building was plus the 4 feet.
right.
So they're only raising it 4 foot. We're so used to people raising their buildings 14 foot high, and
Yep.
so this is
Yeah, thank goodness it's not going that high.
no, yeah.
So I also want to comment, it was backtracking a little bit, that I think we did a good job with the Lala Lobster sign. Did everybody see that was installed and finished? And
I was impressed.
I think that we suggested that the outside of it be white and the inside be blue, and I think that's fantastic.
I think Joy was pushing that, and that was
Yeah.
good. So.
I'll say you're welcome.
Well, I felt like that. I felt like that makes HARB seem more effective, and like we're doing a great job, because that was fantastic difference.
But it diluted the blue.
Yes.
It out front, it softened it tremendously. I went by today and it was like,
Oh,
you
looks-
can breathe
looks
again,
good,
Yeah.
And I like the little red lobster hanging from the top. I think that all looks.
Well, that we approved
good.
before.
I know, but it took them a while to put that up.
Right. Yeah.
I think it looks nice,
The canopy will help too.
Yeah, the canopy will be very nice. Yeah. And what he does with it back, we don't have any idea, right? I mean, I'm not
Well,
sure.
there were people sitting out back there the other day.
Inside?
No, outside.
Okay.
The back table.
And he moved the phone booth back there, and I was so
Yeah.
glad to see that moved.
Oh, yeah. He's complying, he's trying.
Yeah.
That's great.
When we talked to him, he did say that he doesn't know what he's going to do with the back building. And so if he gets another tenant for the back building, they might decide to paint it.
I don't think he's going to get another tenant, Jerry. I think he's going to expand.
Well, that would be fine, but I'm just saying that was his thought, that if he doesn't know what he's going to do there.
Well, I think he does, have idea. I mean, I would
I
suspect he
agree.
does have some plans.
Jerry, if he was gonna try to rent that building out, he wouldn't have painted it at that lovely shade of.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just quoting him.
No, he was cagey though.
Yeah, oh, yeah. He's just being cagey.
Yeah, we didn't know what he was going to do. Yeah, but that's what he's going to do. Sure, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay, is that it for tonight?
That's it. We did have working on guidelines, but I wasn't planning on this being a long meeting, so.
That's good. We all like that idea, Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like bad students who want to get out of class fast.
Yep.
Joy said that, not me.
I did. I'll take responsibility.
Okay.
So Dan, how do you like it so far?
Huh?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
it gets better, sometimes we have real controversies,
No, I'm used to sitting on the other side of the table. So this is kind of cool.
Well, that's good.
Have we been okay so far?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been great.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Mine yet.
I'm going to be interested to see how the siding goes, the LP siding.
Yeah,
East Afton Avenue. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I sort of want, because
What was decided about that, Jerry?
it's a chipboard.
Yeah.
It's made of chipboard, and typically you never put chipboard in any water type situations because it just swells up and falls apart and everything else. And I think Dan mentioned that too. So when they said LP siding, it just raised flags all over the place for me. And they came back with a building inspector, and the building inspector say it's okay for flooding, wet flooding, not just structural and all that. And so it's going to go ahead.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't, but if it really is good and holds up, at least it gives us a real wood siding profile, because hardy plank is just a flat board.
Yeah, it's got a little more dimension.
Yeah, so I mean, if that's the case, then and it holds up, then maybe it is a good product. I mean, I would never use it. I wouldn't have even thought about it.
Let's hope we don't have to
Yeah, right.
find out.
Well, Sue said every 30 years we have the floods, and so we still have a few left. So
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
Oh, please. I
you
don't want
know-
to hear that.
And Jerry, that building is an eyesore on East Afton Avenue. I mean, that's probably the worst building on East Afton Avenue. And if that gets improved, that will really help that whole block. I mean,
the one
Yeah.
next to it's pretty bad too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at least it's one.
he needs to do something with that. And I hope he does a good job with it. He seems to be a young fella that's really interested in doing the right thing. So
Right.
I hope.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I thought when we go with the guidelines and something to council, that we might even recommend to maybe consider reducing the side of the historic district to back to the stone building
Wow,
there.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got the wood frames and, they're just subject to flooding and everything else. And the old toll taker's house was redone by Cam, and he totally destroyed that, that Remax real estate building.
Yeah.
I mean, that's apparently a historic building underneath all that, but you'd never
Is
know.
that right?
And then there's what's her name, Gloria DeVecchio's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that might be wood framed with a stone backing or something like that. I'm not sure. We
That's
always
looking
thought it
pretty
was
good
stone.
right now. There's a lot of pride there in that property.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy
And
to
then
see
you have
that.
those two houses.
Yep.
The Tony, who owned those houses? The family, it was a restaurant.
Oh, the Roches.
Roaches, yeah, but I don't know if that would ever, no one would ever bring it back to the way they had it. That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next house, which is covered with asbestos siding.
Same owner.
And then you have the stone. Oh, no, yeah. Right, then you have the one that just had the sign approved.
Yep. Yeah.
And so, if we took those 2 or 3 in the end, then anyway, so. Right.
All right.
I have no idea. This is junk call, but So anyway, we all set?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, folks.
See ya.